Dennis Speigel here. You know, one of the most significant impacts COVID had on our industry was to create a labor shortage, which produced a negative ripple effect on operations, on revenues, and on the guests' experiences. This labor shortage still haunts us, but there's some good news on the horizon, and that's what I'd like to talk to you about today. As a seasonal industry, our parks and attractions have always hired thousands of additional workers during the peak summer seasons. To properly staff, we rely heavily on the J1 Visa program, the summer work travel program that gives foreign students an opportunity to work in the United States during their summer vacations. When COVID created lockdowns and banned most international travel, this J1 work visa was temporarily stopped, and it had a substantial impact on our hiring. According to the U.S. Department of State, the number of summer work travel participants dropped by 95% in 2020 over 2019. Another report showed that this impact on seasonal businesses was devastating. Of those businesses surveyed, 93% could not meet peak staffing levels. 87% reported lower quality of customer service or longer wait times. And 2 out of 3 businesses lost revenue. 50% of businesses shortened their season or their hours. Now, in addition, many parks increased their hourly wages and offered signing bonuses to attract employees. At Cedar Fair, where a noteworthy portion of its workforce typically comes from outside the USA to augment their US workers, they raised wages in 2021 to $20+ per hour. They still struggled to find employees. The stoppage of the J1 visa program, coupled with US workers staying home, drawing unemployment, created one of the worst labor shortages our industry has ever experienced. This year, parks face an even greater challenge in finding seasonal employees as they gear up for the summer. Though the J1 program has resumed, the war in Ukraine has put some limitations and strain on this new program. In February, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported 11.3 million job openings across the country to be filled. Where are the workers? The demand for workers has affected every business sector, especially other seasonally impacted businesses like restaurants, hotels, leaving many to wonder about this summer's workforce and where they're going to come from. To keep fighting the shortage, parks continue to implement bonus programs and employee perk giveaway programs. Cedar Point here in Ohio expects to hire 6,000 employees at an average wage of $15+ per hour. Maurice Pier over in New Jersey has offered a performance payment of $1.50 an hour to any worker who will commit to work a minimum of 200 hours through the summer season. And that's on top of the wages that already have gone up to $16.50 per hour. At SeaWorld in San Antonio, the park is offering a $1,000 bonus to new lifeguards and $750 bonuses for new food and beverage workers. At Six Flags Great Adventure, ride operators can make $20+ per hour. And many parks are offering a referral bonus to an employee who brings a friend to work. Now, the light on the horizon for this summer that I mentioned earlier is that parks and attractions in the US will have a larger than expected pool of foreign workers to tap into this summer, following the federal government's recent decision to add 35,000 new extra H2b visas. This H2b visa program allows employers to temporarily hire non-citizens to work in the US as long as that employer hires its required additional employees between April 1st and September 30th of 2022. At this point in time, no one knows what the end result will be, particularly as it relates to parks paying these much higher wages. Of course, some of these increases will likely remain in force, but the question remains, what is the true pain threshold to the bottom line? One thing to keep on your radar this year as it relates to employees is when you do get them back, be sure to keep them happy. There's been a surge in unionization in the United States, and it's now heavier than it's been in decades. While we're still learning about what current labor situations are going to be for this summer, it appears that the reintroduction of the foreign work visas will definitely help our situation. Attractions now have new options for hiring international workers to boost their staffing levels that have been missing for the last 2 years. High oil prices have always impacted our industry in the past, but I believe that we've gotten lucky, seeing the worst of the high pricing coming during the first quarter and early part of the second quarter. The US government has just indicated it's going to be releasing oil to the American market. It appears this will come at a time when we're moving into our peak season. And this, of course, bodes well for both automobile and air travel. The largest unknown factors looming at this point in time that can affect our industry are inflation and interest rates. At this point in time, we're seeing both inflation and interest rates rise. How these two rates finally plateau will definitely have an impact on our 22 season. We're still a ways from being out of the shadow of the last 2 years, but there are a few things working in our favor to help get us back on track. And remember, people love us. They love our industry. They love to come visit us. But at this time, we should remain cautiously optimistic, planning somewhat for the worst and strongly hoping for the best. I hope you have a great 22 season.